Sir, as I said, India has no locus standi on our bilateral agreements with India, with China. Uh, the Indian observation, Indian comments have been answered by the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The crux of the issue is the illegal Indian occupation of the entire of the portion of the erstwhile territory of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and that includes Indian occupied Ladakh. And that on that India has not allowed the promised plebiscite to determine the will and the wishes of the people to join which part to express their opinion and express their will. So India is in illegal occupation of the part of Jammu and Kashmir, including the occupied Ladakh.
थैंक यू सर असगर अली मुबारक टेरी में से सर भारत ने एक मरतबा फिर जो मकबूजा कश्मीर जम्मू कश्मीर और दीगर जो है उसको अटूट अंग करार दिया है पिछले एक अपनी उनकी जो ब्रीफिंग थी उसके अंदर और बिलखसूस जनाब उन्होंने जो सी पैक है उसको पाकिस्तान चाइना की जो एक इंटरनेशनली रिकगनाइज बड़ी खूबसूरत से एक तजारती रादर उसको भी क्रिटिसाइज और मुतनाज़ बनाने की कोशिश की है योर कमेंट्स प्लीज
We reject these assertions. India is actually the serious violator of the UN Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir, and it has no locus standi to comment on a bilateral and an important international project between Pakistan and China, which is actually focused on development and regional connectivity. India has no locus standi to comment on that project.
India has again questioned the agreement between Pakistan and China of 1963. And Indian authorities have claimed that they will take back an important valley in the region of Ladakh. I need your comments.
Sir, as I said, India has no locus standi on our bilateral agreements with India, with China. The Indian observation, Indian comments have been answered by the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The crux of the issue is the illegal Indian occupation of the entire of the portion of the erstwhile territory of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and that includes Indian occupied Ladakh. And that on that India has not allowed the promised plebiscite to determine the will and the wishes of the people to join which part to express their opinion and express their will. So India is in illegal occupation of the part of Jammu and Kashmir, including the occupied Ladakh. And this is the real problem. And this needs to be issued, and India needs to understand that it has to abide by the UN resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir, which are applicable to the Indian occupied Ladakh.
India on Friday criticized China's infrastructure development projects in Shaksgam Valley and said that it reserves the right to take necessary measures to safeguard its interests as it is an Indian territory. We also do not recognize the India-China-Pakistan corridor, economic corridor. That's what the Indian MEA spokesperson has said. He has said that Shaksgam Valley is an Indian territory. We have never recognized the so-called India-Pakistan boundary agreement signed in 1963. We have consistently maintained that the agreement is illegal and invalid. And also critics say that considering the China all-weather alliance, China is trying to seek to validate its hold on the area with investments. What is China's comment and response to this?
First of all, the territory you have mentioned are part of China's territory. And China's infrastructure activities in its own territory is beyond reproach. China and Pakistan have signed border agreement and determined the border between the two countries since the 1960s. These are rights of China and Pakistan as sovereign states. And the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor as an economic cooperation initiative aims to promote local economic and social development and improve people's livelihood. Such agreement and China-Pakistan Economic Corridor will not affect China's position on the Kashmir issue, and China's position remains unchanged on this regard.
यहाँ तक दूसरा आपका सवाल है कि टेररिस्ट कैंप के क्या हालात हैं, तो टेररिस्ट कैंप के हालात का मैं ये बताना चाहूँगा कि जितनी खबर हमारे पास है, तकरीबन 8 कैंप्स अभी भी हमारे ऐसे नॉलेज में हैं जो कि एक्टिव हैं, जिसमें से 2 तकरीबन आईबी के अपोजिट हैं और 6 एलसी के अपोजिट हैं। और इन कैंप्स में तकरीबन अभी भी हम समझते हैं कि किसी प्रकार की प्रेजेंस या ट्रेनिंग है, तो इसलिए हम उसके नज़र रखे हुए हैं, उसकी खबर कोशिश करते हैं हासिल करने की, और अगर कोई ऐसे दोबारा हरकत हुई तो हम ज़रूर उसको, जो हमारा इरादा है, हम उसको ज़रूर अंजाम देंगे।
Hi, so this is Jessica for Doordarshan. I have 2 China-related questions. The first, how does the MEA see Chinese infrastructure build up via CPEC in POJK, as also in the Shaksgam Valley, which is also in Pakistan, occupied Jammu and Kashmir? And the second one, do you have any comments on recent developments, including China's military exercise around Taiwan? How do you see this impact regional peace and stability?
On the Chinese infrastructure build-up via CPEC, as also in Shaksgam Valley. Shaksgam Valley is Indian territory. We have never recognized the so-called China-Pakistan boundary agreement that happened in 1963. We have consistently maintained that the agreement is illegal and invalid. We do not recognize the so-called China-Pakistan economic corridor either, which passes through Indian territory that is under forcible and illegal occupation of Pakistan. The entire Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are an integral and inalienable part of India. This has been clearly conveyed to Pakistani and the Chinese authorities several times. We have consistently protested with the Chinese side against attempts to alter the ground reality in Shaksgam Valley. We further reserve the right to take necessary measures to safeguard our interests. On the second question on military exercises, India closely follows developments across the Indo-Pacific region. We have an abiding interest in peace and stability in the region in view of our significant trade, economic, people-to-people and maritime interest. We urge all concerned parties to exercise restraint, eschew unilateral actions and resolve all issues through peaceful means without threat or use of force.